Thank you for watching. My name is Benjamin, and it's Valentine's Day. Oh, love is in the air. Stores are filled with crappily made chocolate and pink and red colored everything. And if you're anything like me, you hate it wholeheartedly. And whereas most people are probably going to be making song lists, playlists for love, songs that get you in the mood, songs that tell someone you love them, I'm making a list of songs you probably shouldn't be listening to if you're fighting with your significant other. As with any list you find on YouTube, I have certain rules for when I make these lists. Rule number one, only one song per band. Otherwise, this whole entire list could be filled with 3 Days Grace songs or pretty much anything John Mayer puts his hands on. Rule number two, no songs that were made for movies, TV, video games, stuff like that. Because that's just kind of like cheating, when a song is specifically designed for a certain subject matter. I don't think that's fair. Number three, for this specific list, we are going to go from songs that are not so intense to songs that are very intense. So think of it as, I'm just really annoyed at you, to, I hope you end up in a body bag. Finally, number four, this is just my opinion, this is just what I think. It's only based off of songs that I've heard, from bands that I've heard. Obviously, there's no way for me to hear every single song by every single band. So if there's a band or a song out there that you believe should have been on this list, please, by all means, let me know in the comments. Lord knows you're going to tell me everything else you think about the video in there. Also, to go along with rule number three of this list, I'm going to design a meter that'll be somewhere around here to just kind of gauge just how intense and angry we're getting with each and every song. Coming in at number 10, we have Blame Me by Amberlin off of the new Surrender album. Now, when you think of anger and rage and frustration, Amberlin's probably not the first band that comes to mind. However, in any relationship, there is one line from the bridge that everyone could agree with. The bridge reads as such: "If you're the rope that ties us together, please make me a noose." I mean, the first time I heard that part of the song, I was like, dude, that is genius. That is, I'm sure every person has felt that way at some point in their life. And throughout the whole song, it's well structured and pretty much describes how you're feeling somewhere around level one. Blame me for every mistake that you can't own. And it's just fitting to start this snowball of rage going. Coming in at number 9, we have Why Don't You Get a Job by The Offspring off of the Americana album. Now, if you're like me, when you first heard this song, you're like probably laughing. It's very funny, it's comical, and I love it. However, for me, this song holds a much darker, rage-inducing memory than it does for some of you. Those of you who don't know, I've been married to my wife for over 2 years, and in our very first year of marriage, she quit her job. Her reasons for quitting were totally justifiable, and we agreed upon it that was probably best for her. However, she didn't really look for another job shortly thereafter, and didn't do so for quite some time. And then to make matters worse, she proceeded to spend my hard-earned money on shoes, which she has like 42 pair of already. So, when this song came back on the radio and I heard it again, it took on a whole new meaning. I would come home singing it, pointing at her. Yes, I know, I'm a douchebag, I'm sorry. Doosh! It's not me, it's you! All the lies and pain you put me. Coming in at number 8, we have It's Not Me, It's You by Skillet off of the Awake album. Now, if we, wherever the meter ends up, I'm not exactly sure. We should probably be about 1/4 of the way in, and we've probably gone from annoyed to agitated. I know that's usually the next step for me, out of, I don't know, that doesn't take much to make me rage-induced. But this song is pretty straightforward. I mean, it might as well have been tailor-made for people arguing in any relationship. It's not me, it's you, all the lies and stupid things you say and do. I mean, my wife's never lied to me, thankfully, but I've done plenty of stupid things in our relationship to where I'm sure she could probably vouch for the authenticity of this song and how well it fits. And even in the bridge, there's a part of the song where he refers to the other person as poison. You're poison through my veins. You're driving me insane. It's pretty straightforward. Put on your red caps. The meter just went from agitated to douchey.
This time I'ma stand up and shout. I'ma do things my way. It's my way, my way.
Coming in at number 7 is My Way by Limp Bizkit. Now, before you even start typing in the comment section, yes, Limp Bizkit, it's on here. Love them or hate them, they have at least 3 good songs, and this is one of them. In any relationship, you're gonna come to a point where you feel like you're right and the other person is wrong, whether it be with finances, with a pet, children if you have them, whatever. And what better way to accommodate your way of thinking than this song? It's my way or the highway. One more argument about your leadership and I'm just gonna leave you. Just straight up, because at that moment, especially when you're mad, oh man, yeah. You're sitting there and you're like getting into it. When I'm mad and I still have to go about my day, I crank the song up just a little bit and I'm sitting there and I'm getting douchey with Doosh. That sounds so wrong. I'm getting into it and I'm singing it too and I'm like, yeah, that's right, it is my way or the highway. Only to come back home and hope dinner was made for me.
There is nothing you. There is only me.
Coming in at number 6 is Only by 9 Inch Nails. If you're anything like me and are a sociopath and a narcissist, you immediately want to jump to the conclusion that you are the glue that holds everything together in your relationship. Whether you're wrong or you're right, that's for you to decide. But whilst angry, I can't help but turn this song on just a little bit and scream along with Trent Reznor, especially when he starts to get more aggressive in some of the second go-arounds with the chorus. There is no you. There is only me. There is no blanking you. There is only me. Only. And whilst you are angry, you can only sit there and kind of mutter under your breath, yeah, you're right, Trent. There is only me.
Still bleeding and you feel the death of life.
Number 5 is Death of Me by Red, off of the Innocence and Instinct album. For those of you who don't know, Red is a hard rock, post-metal Christian band. And I know that there's a trope out there that Christian bands, they're not as hard or they're not as cool or whatever. I would strongly advise that you ditch that trope and give them a listen, especially their first 3 albums. They're hard enough and they're solid and their lyrics are pretty good and pretty on point. Starting with this song, Death of Me. Now, whilst you are pissed off at your significant other, you'll probably want to put on this song, as you can sing along with the chorus with great rage. You tear me down, you pick me up, you take it all, and it's still not enough. You try to tell me that you're going to be the one to heal me, but I'm still bleeding, and you'll be the death of me. As I said earlier, these guys are actually pretty good at what they do, especially in this song. I would argue that this is probably one of the best songs that Red has ever put out. But whilst you're in your blind fury at this other person, when the bridge comes on, and the song breaks down and he starts whispering in your ear, I won't forget, I'll never forget. Because, oh man, especially given the subject matter that you're fighting with your significant other, you might never forget. You might hold a grudge for a long time. Oh man, the meters jumped up again. Now we're on rage mode. Number 4 is One Step Closer by Linkin Park off of the Hybrid Theory album. Honestly, I don't even think this song needs any kind of explanation. It's pretty self-explanatory. Everything you say to me pushes me one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. I need a little room to pray, because I'm one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. I mean, when this song comes on, it's on. It's on. You're livid. Like I said, we're on rage mode, wherever the meter ended up. We're on rage mode right now. Especially, it seems like every song so far, the bridge has that one line of the song that just like pretty much hits home for you when you're pissed off. Shut up when I'm talking to you. And then Chester just screams over and over and over, shut up, shut up, shut up. And I don't know about you, but if you're anything like me, I'm picturing myself yelling that to my significant other while I am pissed off. Honestly, it gets to the point where I should probably just have that part ready. I have to push a button on my phone.
Shut up when I'm talking to you. This is not my home. I think I'm better off alone.
The meter's almost full, but we still got 3 more to go. Coming in at number 3 is Home by 3 Days Grace off of their self-titled album. Yeah, this song's got some real personal baggage for me. I'll spare you some of the gritty details out of respect for my wife. Just to know that we got into a serious argument over a very serious subject matter, and I was not having any of it. I didn't talk to her for hours. I'm sure some of you probably could do better than that. But all I remember is this song coming on. I have it on my phone. It just came on randomly. And all of a sudden, everything that Adam was singing made absolute sense. Cranked it up, and at the top of my lungs, in my car, pissed off, storming off to wherever I was going. I'm singing along with him with every ounce of energy that I have. No matter how hard I try, you're never satisfied. This is not my home. I think I'm better off alone. And at that time, in my blinding rage, I truly did feel that way. This is not my home. I am better off alone. Needless to say, we fixed things up and we're back together. And I honestly generally try to avoid listening to the song, only because of how mad it reminds me of that, how mad it gets me and how it reminds me of that moment. Oh boy, the meter just jumped to thoughts of violence. Coming in at number 2 is Bullet With Your Name by Scars of Life. Back in the day, back when the internet was done through a telephone line, dial-up sounded like a digital version of a car crash. There was this thing called LimeWire, which I cannot confirm or deny using. LimeWire was a person-to-person networking system that allowed people to share all kinds of things with other people. Some of which included music, movies, and things like that. However, back in the day, there was no way to proof check or double check or verify whatever it is that you were borrowing from the other person. And in my youth, I was looking up things like Slipknot, Pantera, Metallica, Drowning Pool. And then all of a sudden, this thing pops up. Brand new Pantera, Bullet With Your Name. Oh, sweet. I didn't even know Pantera was still making music. So I download it and I give it a listen. It wasn't Pantera, but I actually did like it. Turns out it was a single off of an album called What We Reflect by the band Scars of Life. Don't know if they're still around or doing anything. I tried to dig up as much information on them as I could. I didn't really find that much. However, this song, is, it pretty much nails today's topic. I got a bullet with your name on it. It's self-explanatory. If you haven't heard the song, by all means look it up right now. It's actually a pretty good song. Like I said, if anybody out there knows what happened to them, let me know. I'd like to know. See if they got other material out there, anything new. I'm curious. I really did enjoy it. Well, here we are. Number 1. The meter, wherever it ends up, is at max. We are full-blown, bloody rage, murder mode. This is the top of the top. You can't get any more pissed off than this.
I'd rather see you dead.
Number 1 is See You Dead by Helmet, off of the Size Matters album. Whew. There's only been one woman in my entire life who has made me feel so furious, so mad, so rage-induced that this song is the only song that could accommodate my murderous thoughts. Thankfully, it is not my wife. First serious relationship, I use that term very loosely. It was the first relationship that I ever had. I thought it was serious at the time. Needless to say, it was but a house of cards that the wind blew away casually. Needless to say, this lady screwed me over royally, and she had my undying loyalty. I was gonna say love, but yeah, and she kind of took that for granted. And well, there's only one song that I can think of when I think about her now. If you listen to the chorus, or actually no, I think it's one of the verses where he says, "I'd like to see you into pieces." I mean, bullet with your name was kind of graphic, but we've taken it up a notch. We don't just want to shoot you dead, no. We want to see you in pieces. We're talking machete-style murder here. And even the chorus, I could miss you more right now, but I could slit your throat. I mean, please don't anybody take this list or these songs or anything that you see in this video out of context. I am not a ravenous murder machine. However, I'm just honest with my emotions, and I'd like to think I'm not the only one who's gotten that upset that you thought about it. Or that you get so mad that these songs kind of just fit how you're feeling. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. There might be some bloopers involving my dog coming in later. Be on the lookout for more videos. Thank you for watching. If you liked it, give it a like. I'm not going to bore you with telling you to subscribe, even though I kind of just did. Anyway, have a good night. I have been jamming. Catch you next time.